All right, says I'm reconnected. Not sure if you guys can see me, but I don't know what happened, but I probably lost all you guys, so I'm not sure if you're there or not. So that one was a really long one. So now let me know if you're still there. Yeah, no, it says 0. So yep. Ah, drachenhort, thanks for there. Appreciate it. JKT, thanks for still being here. Yeah, my internet completely cut out. I restarted my router and my connection, and that didn't help. So I don't know what the heck's going on, but my awesome internet provider, once again, just on top of things. So let me see if I can reconnect to my drones or my probes. We'll start over again. This is what makes it even more difficult, is trying to scan while doing this stuff. I had just sent a message to Discord saying my internet didn't look like it was coming back, and then of course, as soon as I sent it from my phone, as soon as I sent it, it came back. So, but yep, internet down. Yep. Yeah, I had just sent that. So so never a dull moment. So but never a dull moment here in the Philippines. Take too many things for granted when I was in America, especially a stable internet connection. That was huge. So, but yep. So yeah, leave it to me. I finally gave up and I sent the message via my phone. Yeah. Yeah, I finally gave up and sent the message from my phone, and then as soon as I sent the message from my phone, it came back online. I'm like, of course it did. Of course it did. So, yeah. No dog grabbing snakes yet. Nope, not yet. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I definitely don't want to lose Abigail that way. For all the effort we went to get her here, I sure don't want her to end up, grabbing a cobra. I have not seen a cobra yet. I have never seen a cobra in any of my previous trips. So, but I have been told there are quite a few cobras. So I'm not looking forward to seeing a cobra. I have seen some poisonous frogs. I've been told they're poisonous. And for some reason, every time it rains, there's a ton of snails that come out. And not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure if they're poisonous. They probably are. But Abigail likes to check out the snails. So that one always worries me. So, but but yeah, no snakes yet, thank God. So, which I'm not a snake fan to begin with. So, I'll be perfectly fine if I never see a snake my entire life here. So, that's rough. I kind of expected it to be a little better than that. I'm already halfway down. But yeah, so it actually started the stream over again. So which means I'm gonna have two parts. So sorry about that. But and of course I found a relic site. So what do you want to bet? Hopefully we stay connected long enough to get it done. All right. And it does say that it's a reckoning one, so that's good. I still got two signatures to scan down, so. Alright, let's warp to this guy, see if anybody's here. There are several people in system, so it's a good bet that they're probably relic hunters or event doers. We'll see. No, actually, there's nobody here. All right. This one has 4, so this is the one that I had somebody steal from me once. You know what? Let's go after this one, since this one's different. So that way they won't steal one of the other ones. Unfortunately, it's not getting me closer to any of the others. They're all getting further away. $2.21. And of course, ads are on again. Just perfect. So yeah, sorry about that. Most of you are subscribed, so that shouldn't be a huge problem, but still just a pain in the rear end. All right. Maybe this will be worth it, and it'll have a whole bunch of blueprints in it. Oh, that was good. Didn't expect 2 of them. There it is. Excellent. Oof, there's 2 blueprints. I like it. Yeah, I'm up to 100 million. That's not bad at all. Wow, this Dark Urge is a different playthrough. There you go. Is that on Baldur's Gate? Unlock. Yep, BG3. Yep. Yeah, I've been thinking about buying that one. Of course, I'll probably play Star Wars Old Republic for a bit and then see if the price goes down on Baldur's Gate. So, which would be nice. They never seem to go down. Ever. Yeah, I'm not getting closer to any of these. Kind of weird. They're all miraculously a large amount from each other. All right, so this one's 46. All right, so that's. Oh, come on. Ridiculous. There it is. Give me the damn thing. All right. Let's unlock this one. So, yeah. Setting off the explosions as I fly past. Mismo's on. it is. Another blueprint. I like it. Some more mission points. I like it. Let's approach this guy. Lock. We'll get this last one. We still got 2 signatures. Oh, we got 3 signatures to scan down, so. Coast in on this one. Cool. Another blueprint. Excellent. So we definitely got enough blueprints, so that should last us, hopefully get through it. All right, let's scan down these others. Let's go out here. So let's... Just had a jettison can almost filled and it disappeared. Starting to remember, it has a 2-hour space timer, doesn't it? It does. So yeah, so the good thing that what I usually do is I set the name and I put the time that I jettisoned in it. But most people don't do jettison can mining anymore. I always get yelled at when I do it because that's old school. So most people just run back and forth to the station. But yes, if you set, I usually set the name with the time on it, so that way I know. And usually with about an hour to go, I switch it to another can just to be safe. Because yeah, the last thing you want to do is mine for 2 hours and lose all your ore. That sucks. That really sucks. So yeah, so sorry about that, Amitation, but yeah, the jet cans, I think it's 2 hours. So. Or use an MTU. Yep, MTU will work. You can keep it in the MTU. That way you don't lose it. So, man, another relic site. This is amazing. I have never had this much luck. Maybe they actually listened when people said, hey, if you want us to do these extra 750 points, you got to give us some more sites. Because I have not hit a single non-relic or non-event relic site today, which is kind of nice. So, all night gone. Eve is not for the faint of heart. Ed, that is absolutely correct. But yeah, sorry about that, Amitation. But yes, that's 2 hour for Rex, 2 hours for jet cans. So anything that has loot in it is a 2 hour. So unless it's something you can anchor. All right, so this is another one. So I want this one. Let's approach this one because that's the best one. So go after it first. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, those lessons are the hardest ones, but they're the ones that usually stick because you will probably never lose another jet can for the rest of your history until you take another break. Because yeah, that's a pain. Sorry that happened. So let's see. All right. We're probably gonna overshoot this one, but all right. But yeah, like an MTU. MTU will pull it into it, and then it'll sit inside of it, and you can actually still keep adding to it. But I think that keeps it alive, so that's kind of nice. Oh, come on. One of these has got to be a 1. There you go. All right. 2 more blueprints. Excellent. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was looking for. All right. So let's have to go after this one. But yeah, MTU is a good investment. I build a couple of those. Honestly, though, I always forget to deploy them. So, but yeah, like I said, Amitation. I always get laughed at when I do jet cam mining because they say nobody does that anymore. Because it's actually pretty easy to steal your stuff. But my thought is, if I'm sitting there, they're not going to risk, especially in high sec, they're not going to risk stealing my stuff for a load of ore that they probably can't carry anyway. So I still enjoy jet can mining. So, but yeah, they've kind of broke me of it. I kind of fly back to the station when I get full now. All right, we'll cruise in here. Looks like I can target this next one. Well, that was easy. Another blueprint. Excellent. Ain't worth stealing from my venture. Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the problem with the venture. You pretty much have to jet cam mine because otherwise you're running back every 5 minutes. So, but yeah, that's kind of my thought. But yeah, when I did it the first time, I did it in my Hulk. And they were like, nobody jet cam mines anymore. And that's how they could tell that I was an old schooler. And I said, well, I jet cam mine, so somebody does. But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, now I'll end up running back to I'll run to a station or a player station and just dump it and come back. Because that's what everybody else does now, so. But I always enjoyed the jet can mining. I hate going back and forth. It's just a complete waste. There we go. Another blueprint. Excellent. All I gotta do is get these two. get these to Kragan. All right. Back in the day of BS mining. There you go. Yep. Battleship mining. You had to use a jet can. Yeah, the good old days. The good old days. Been a long time for that. Now the nice thing about the Venture is the Venture does it corners on a dime, so it can get back and forth to the station pretty quick. So there is something to be said for that, because that makes a pretty big deal. But turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. I'm gonna overshoot. Wasn't paying attention to my afterburner. Luckily, it's an afterburner and not a micro warp drive, because the micro warp drive ends up bouncing me off further than my Relic's thing will hack, and so I end up losing the hack because it bounced me off, which is a horrible way to lose a hack. Long way. Go. Oh, come on. No more blueprints, but for some reason it had something else selected, so it started flying me in that direction, which was not where I wanted to go. So let's go this way. All right, I think we got 3 things to scan down still. Holy cow. That's kind of nice. It keeps repopping another one every time I take out one of these, which is kind of nice. All right. All right. But yeah, back in the day, you had to use battleships to mine, and so that was always kept things interesting. So I'm probably going to stay on a little longer since we've had so many disconnects. And plus, since I'm actually doing pretty well with these sites, I really don't want to give up. So as long as it keeps generating sites, I want to keep pulling the blueprints. So if I can use the blueprints on Kragan and keep him in building. So. But yeah, so hopefully I'll finish these off this weekend. Get Kragan and Falstaff finished up. Kragan's got a long way to go. Falstaff not so much, so it'll be nice to collect enough blueprints to be able to get them all done. Data site. Don't care about data sites, but we'll scan it down so we have it. Level 3, so we might pick off the 1 can. Though with this afterburner, I don't know that I can get to it that fast. I really need to see if I can get a micro warp drive on here. 76. But yeah, apologize for all the disconnects. Kind of a bad day. As Blossom said in the in Discord, some days are like that. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make it any easier to deal with. So but yeah, heavy is the rear. Heavy is the rear. Heavy is the rear, so yeah. Gray Goose, so they were their battleships. Navy issue. See any other? No other scanner ships. Some people got salvage drones out. Scanner probes, those are mine. A lot of dead. So people are doing combat sites. So good for them. This one's a combat site. So no worries. We know what's going to happen time to time. I appreciate that. I'm frustrated by it. Because it really kind of hacks me off. But, you know, what am I going to do about it? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing I can do about it. So that's kind of frustrating. All right, we got that one. We'll scan down this last one, see if it's a relic site. If we're lucky. If not, I may try and pick off that one can in that data site. It's a profitable can. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys sticking with me through the bad stuff. Unfortunately, this is another combat site, so that's probably why all these combat ships are here. Because they've got a bunch of combat sites they can work. Good for them. Fifth Merchant. What does that mean? Fifth Merchant site, level 1. All right, so let's bring these guys in and let's try this level 3.
Warp drive active.
Not within 200 meters of anything. I'm in the middle of a warp field. Alright, so secure lab is the one I want. And it's actually the closest one, so that's pretty good. So let's go for it. See if we can hack this baby pretty quick. There it is. Excellent. Loot. Let's get out of here.
Warp drive active.
Come on, come on, come on. Excellent. I like it. I actually got it. You guys taught me well. All right, I'm going to head back to Venolin And scan on the way. And scan on the way.
Active.
See what else we can pick up. So, and then what I'll probably do is run these blueprints down to Kragan, because he can rattle off quite a few points with these. Need to check my industry, see where we're at. I think all the things I have going now are longer jobs. Oh no, the hammerheads are done, which, yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, I wanted to do the hammerhead twos because I don't have any drones on this bad boy. All right, start. 4 hours and 57 minutes. All right, so let's see. Do we got anything to scan here? Nothing to scan here. Excellent. On to the next one.
Warp drive active.
So how many blueprints did I end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Excellent. Excellent. 162 million worth of loot. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. All right, there's one signature here, so let's go ahead and get it. If we can pick up a few more, that would be fantastic. Be fantastic. I can never have too many blueprints because worst case scenario, whatever I don't use, I can always sell on the market. So sell on the contracts. Wormhole. Uh-oh. What do you want to bet this is one I've already scanned down? Nope, I don't have anything marked here, so it must not be. Oh, yeah, because my bookmarks would still be here, even if my others were not. All right, let's pick you up and let's check out this wormhole.
Warp drive active.
Unless it's one about to expire, in which case I wouldn't have saved a bookmark. All right, 162. Show info. Won't last another day, so it's still pretty good. Save. A162 590531. All right, so let's go ahead and get in there. See what it is. See if it's my baby. If it is my baby, we'll have to do something. Yes. Come on. No disconnecting. Oh, crap. It seems like it's leveling out. And I started to fiddle out while I was here. B274. Show info. Will last another day. Save location, wormhole E274, exit. Alright, 15070, which is not the one I'm looking for. Or not the droids you're looking for. Bunch of moons, custom office, bunch of planets, couple refinery. So yeah, somebody's living here. So, but not very many signatures, which is kind of weird. All right, so let's go ahead and leave. But yeah, she started to cut off again. So, which is kind of sucky. All right, so let's check. No other signatures. All right, let's jump.
Warp drive active.
Make sure we get our probes. Yep, there's the probes. Okay, cool. Don't want to leave my probes, especially sister probes. They're too expensive. The beard's starting to itch, so not sure how much longer it's going to last. So we'll see. All right, Wara. Couple signatures here. Let's get these down. All right. Man, way off. Alright, so there's a bonus of 114%, bonus of 40. So that's a combat site. Don't really care about it. Oop. Another combat site just showed up. All right. Got that one. Zoom out and we'll get this one. Scan on our way back. Ooh, there's a relic site. I didn't see how many people were here. 6. All right, that's a regular relic site, so not one that I'm looking for. So we're gonna leave it. So I had to open my mouth earlier and say, "Oh, I haven't seen any non ones." What mining bar did you say to go for? Solo high sec mining, no boost, friends. So I used the Hulk. The Hulk is a tier 2, so you need a mega for it. But it has a small cargo hold, so solo mining you'd have to do jet can or run to the station. The Mackinac is larger. It's also tier 2. I think the Mackinac's built off of the Retriever, so the Retriever's got a large hole, so it's another one. So, but yeah, Mackinac works. If you don't want to do tier 2, Retriever would be the one to work off of. So, because the Mackinac's built off of it. So, got 3 signatures here. So let me uncloak. Or the endurance if you want something agile. Yes, the endurance works really well. That is the tier 2 equivalent of the venture that you're already using. And it works really well. It's got a nice hold. It only has 1 minor, but it makes up for it with the hold. And they're pounding again, so they're back at it. Lunch must be over. Lunch must be over. Lunch must be over. But yeah, the Retriever for tier 1, Mackinac if you want to go tier 2, or Endurance, which is a frigate. It's a tier 2 frigate. It's really nice. It does a really good job. And it is as Drachenhort mentioned, very agile, very quick to be able to get out, get in, run back and forth to the station if you want. It's an all-around good choice. All right, data site. I don't really want a data site, but it's a tier 4, so I'm not going to do it because it's got rats. But we'll scan it down so at least we have it. So we'll try to scan it down. I don't know if I'm going to get close enough. Ah, we did. Excellent. So, yeah. Taking a long time to do my scan, so I thought, uh-oh, I'm getting disconnected again. They're doing real tiny tapping now, so maybe they're putting the tiles back in, and they're just setting the tiles. We can hope. They said they would have it done in 1 day. Wormhole. There's that one. Nice. A raid.
FBI, open up!
Awesome. Gaming Hillbilly, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Appreciate the raid. If you guys aren't following Gaming Hillbilly, go ahead and give him a follow. Welcome, Raiders. I'm actually just about finishing up, so kind of bad timing, but I'll make sure to turn you guys over to somebody else that's good. So, but yes, welcome Raiders. Great to have you. I do have drops on. I don't know what the drop is today, but I do have drops on, so at least you'll get something from it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this reckoning site.
Active.
Can I bring him in? Did bring him in. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see if we can get this one. But we are doing the event sites. We're scanning down relic sites, trying to do the event sites. We've actually been pretty lucky today. Found quite a few. So, and we've been lucky that we haven't had to compete with anybody for them. So yeah, which has been kind of a unique thing. So, and we found some high level ones. So these are all level 4s, I think. Level 3. Level 3. I learned from experience to do the big one first, because I had somebody come into one of my sites yesterday that I had scanned down and steal the big one while I was doing one of the small ones, which was pretty underhanded, but give him an inch, he'll take a mile, right? So yeah, so. But Gaming Hillbilly, thanks again for the raid. Appreciate it. I'm gonna coast in here. I apologize for the pounding. I got some people that are doing some work on our rental house. So just realized I can fly a Rourke, but not a Retriever. There you go. Yeah, sometimes that's the way it works. Come on. These are all 5, so one of these over here. There it is. There it is. 2 more blueprints. Excellent. I'm trying to collect blueprints for the event. So that's what's making that one all the rage. So yeah, so once again, this guy's stealing stuff from me. What the hell, man? Yeah, I was here first, but you know what? They don't care. So. And now he's going for the other ones too. What an asshole. What an asshole. Someone else is already accessing it. Freaking probe. What an asshole. Go ahead, fire. Butthead.
Warp drive active.
So anyway. No, I guess it doesn't matter if you find the site first or not. Nobody gives a damn. So that's a level 4. I'm not going to do that one. I definitely need to put a micro warp drive on this thing.
Warp drive active.
He's already gone. Ah, there he is. Yeah, I'm just gonna head home. Left a bad taste in my mouth.
Warp drive active.
So anyway, sorry about that. I'm usually more well behaved, but I can't stand when people do crap like that. No reason for somebody to steal my site when I was there first. So I always, if somebody is there before me, I always leave it for them. Unfortunately, can't count on the same behavior from everyone else. But what else is there? Try to scan this one down. Sorry again about the pounding. I don't know what the hell they're still pounding on, to be perfectly honest. There's only 15 tiles in the whole bathroom. Actually, that's a wormhole, so I bet you that's what it is. So I'm just going to pull these in because I've already got that one. So no reason to scan it down again. 1 hour lunch break is over. Yep. So actually, I'm going to look for somebody to raid, as we're going to call it a day. Actually, it was a pretty profitable day, so not too bad. Actually, Serpent Power is still out there, so I think we're going to have to raid Serpent Power if he's still going strong. 13 hours. 13 hours. Got to reward that. Gotta reward that. So I apologize for the pounding. Nothing. That really makes it suck when there's pounding. Cosmic signature. There's a wormhole there, so that's probably what it is. So we're just gonna go on.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, so once again, this is my last stream of the week. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Sorry for all the disconnects. Gonna have a nightmare trying to sort all this out and edit it together. So that's gonna take me a while, but we'll get that taken care of. I am gonna turn you over here to Serpent Power since he's having a marathon stream. So He's also one of my teammates on Team Mothership. So please give him a like and a follow.
Active.
And let's wish him a big one when we get in there. So thanks, Imitation. I appreciate it. Actually, I'm getting his ads, so, but yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and give him. But yeah, you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll be back Sunday night, USA time, or what we call Monday morning here in the Philippines. And we'll start a new week with less banging, I promise. So Jerry Can, have a good one. JKT, Dark Slider, Imitation, you guys have a great one. All the Raiders, appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. Take care. Thanks, Dark Slider.